So this video will, as I said, be a small little proof on why we can say a small angle, the sine of a small angle is approximately equal to that angle in radians. So imagine we have this triangle here with a very short opposite side. We'll just say this has a unit length of 1 just to make things easier. This side here is opposite, so that's sine theta, and this side here is cosine theta. Now we can see that cosine theta looks like it's about 1 in this case. However, if we decrease sine theta towards 0, so if we have a really thin triangle like this, we can see that as theta tends to 0, this side here, sine theta, so the length sine theta also tends to 0, which might seem a bit counterintuitive dimensionally, that as an angle goes down, a distance goes down with it, but it should make some intuitive sense. So as these both decrease to 0, this can actually apply in reverse, that they have a point somewhere that they intersect. So if we draw a graph, for instance, they have a point at which they intersect, which is the origin. If we draw a sine graph, that's 1 at pi over 2. So pi over 2 is about 1 point something or other. So this is, if I just draw the y equals x graph, really pointy, but you can see that sort of this area here, uh, the values of them are actually really close. If you go into Desmos, you can actually see this clearer. They tend to diverge, it's not shown on the diagram, they tend to diverge accuracy at theta equals pi on 6, which is 30 degrees. So after 30 degrees, it starts to become less accurate. However, for very small angles, those less than pi on 6, we can neglect the sine theta because it tends to make differential equations look really messy, and it actually works better if we use theta instead of sine theta in other cases. One other thing you can say is that because tan theta is sine theta over cos theta, as sine gets smaller, we've said it gets closer to 0. So tan theta also actually approaches 0 at the same time. So this implies that as sine theta tends to 0, tan theta also tends to 0, which actually directly... What the hell is going on there? That tan theta actually is approximating theta again for small angles, so I don't know what's happened there with my presentation, but you'll see it in the future videos on what that stuff actually is.